Australian troops in Iraq are reportedly set to play a greater role in the fight against Islamic State. With the details, Sky News correspondent Jim Middleton. Jim, good morning. Now, this follows talks that we saw between Tony Abbott and his Iraqi counterpart.
Indeed, Selena, and frustration too that the Iraqi authorities are not taking seriously enough the threat of IS. As you say, Tony Abbott was in Baghdad last week for talks with his Iraqi counterpart and did consider how Australia's contribution, 200 troops, could be used more effectively than they have to date. There's been considerable frustration. It took months for them to actually get into Iraq, and now it appears they are somewhat restricted in their activities. Among the discussions, according to the Australian newspaper this morning, was talk of getting those Australian troops further out of Baghdad. And back in the war against Saddam Hussein, Australian commandos were used, special forces were used very effectively in the western province of Anbar, which is where IS is quite widespread at the moment. Now, Australian activity is somewhat restricted. They are not there in a combat role, but to advise and assist Iraqi forces. So exactly how much more effective they can be in that role remains to be seen. One thing though, when the Prime Minister was in Baghdad last week, he left the door open to the addition of more Australian forces. That seems to be, according to the Australian, off the agenda. But this is also, Selena, against a backdrop where it's now being perceived in Baghdad that Iran, rather than the United States, is Baghdad's most important ally in the struggle against IS.
Jim Middleton, thank you.